Section 5.4, Part 2. Let's continue our talk of solving proportions by doing some word problems. The first one, if 6 ears of corn cost $2, how much do 21 ears of corn cost? So one way to do this is to set up a proportion, and we are comparing the ears of corn, the number of ears of corn, to the cost. So I'm going to set that up, and I am going to say I have 6 ears that cost $2. The question is, how many do 21 ears of corn cost? So I'm going to set up my proportion and put 21 on the top because that is the ears. The ears are on the top. The number of ears is on the top. I don't know what the cost is, so I'm going to put an X. Now I'm just going to go through and cross multiply to figure that out. I know that 6 times X has to equal 2 times 21. 2 times 21 gives me 42. If I divide both sides by 6, I get an answer of 7. So 21 ears of corn cost $7. One thing I do want to make sure of, I wrote ears over cost. You could certainly also do it by putting the cost over the number of ears. It's not going to matter. Now I would have $2 on the top. The number of ears would be 6. And now on the other side, I still need to say that I have 21 ears, because that's the question. I don't know the cost. When I do it, I'm going to get exactly the same thing. 6x is equal to 42, x is equal to 7. So as I go through and do it, it doesn't matter which one. Here's another one. A worker can complete the assembly of 15 MP3 players in 6 hours. At this rate, how many can the worker complete in a 40-hour work week? Once again, I am going to set this up as a proportion. In order to set this up as a proportion, I can put it either way. I'm going to choose to put it to the number that the worker can complete, or the number done, to the number of hours. So, the number done, he can complete 15, it says, in 6 hours. How many can he complete in 40 hours? I don't know how many he can complete in 40 hours, so it's going to be x over 40. So now I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do my cross multiplication. 6 times x has to equal 15 times 40. When you multiply 15 times 40, I'm going to do that over here to the side. I'm just going to put down the 0 here because it's a 0 in the tens place. 5 times 4 gives me 20. Put down the 0, carry the 2. 1 times 4 plus 2 gives me 6. So 6x is equal to 600, which means x must be equal to 100. So the worker can complete 100 MP3 players in those 40 hours. Let's do one more. Our car travels 165 miles in 3 hours. How far will it travel in 8 hours if it continues at the same speed? This time I'm going to go through and I'm going to set up the number of miles it can travel to the number of hours. So it says it can travel 165 miles in 3 hours. The question is, how far will it travel in 8 hours? So I don't know how many miles, but I do know it's 8 hours. So now I'm going to go through and do my cross multiplication. I know that 3x has to equal 165 times 8. So if I go through and multiply 165 times 8, 5 times 8 gives me 40. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 2, or plus 4 is 52. Regroup the 5. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 5 gives me 13. So I have 3x is equal to 1,320. Now I just need to go through and divide 1,320 by 3. So let me do that here for a moment. 1,320 by 3. 3 goes into 13 4 times. I get 12. Subtract, I get 1, bring down the 2. 3 goes into 12 another 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract, I get 0, bring down the 0. And 3 goes into 0 4 times, or 0 times, I should say. So I have a final answer, x is equal to 440. So the car can travel 440 hours during that time. So these are 3 examples of problems that you will see in this particular section. It works exactly the same way as just going through and solving. You just have to set up the proportions first. As always, if you ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you.